Parshas Latzavis b'nei Yisrael v'amarta lehem as kavani lachnu l'shei v'amarta lehem zeisha. Lahavin ma v'amarta based from West out there. It says, why does it say in the Torah twice v'amarta? It says again v'amarta lehem. The pasuk, it's a hemshech of what he said already in the beginning. So why does he say twice v'amarta? Hine kol ha-mitzvahs torchad makayim b'machshav v'dibra ma'aser. All the mitzvahs, a person has to be makayim machshav v'dibra ma'aser. That every year they have to come, has to come into the world, even if he can't be makayim the mitzvahs, all the mitzvahs at one time, but he came through Gilgul, the result says, and therefore he's able to be, his neshama was makayim all the mitzvahs throughout the period of when his neshama came into the world. So even mitzvahs which you have to do b'maisa, there's also an aspect of being makayim them in machshava and dibur. Same thing we find by mitzvahs karbonis. You have to be makayim the mitzvahs karbonis, machshava and dibur maisa. What is the machshava? Machshava is utfilah. Avodah shabalev. Keneged karbonis. So what's a machshava? Machshava is when you do avodah utfilah. That's the of karbonis. The dibur is the of Talmud Torah of karbonis. When you learn about the mitzvahs of the karbonis, that's how you makayim the karbonis with dibur. Like it says, "Kol ha'etzuk b'teres eila." It's as if it was makayim, as if it was marking the carbon. And then there's the actual mice of the karbonis. Avodas HaKarbonis atzman. You have the avodah of the karbonis himself that's bringing the actual carbon. So we have in the karbonis machshava dibur mice. We have the of tefillah is the machshava. The dibur is learning about the karbonis, and the mice is actually bringing the karbonis on the mizbech. V'hinei v'amarta lehem zeisha nema ma'aser carbon atmi. That's going on the Ma'aser carbon, they have to bring on the Mizbech. But the first part where it says Tzavos b'nei Yisrael v'amarta lehem koyal b'chidas machshava v'dibur. So out there it said, like you said before, that since there's three aspects in every mitzvah, and the three aspects in Kabbalah, the pasuk divided them into two things. In order to understand this, you have to understand the that says that carbon is reich d'chayach. Shnember kabbalah. Pesach Chazal nachas ruch leponi. Shamart v'naser tzeinei. Shezeh shaykh b'chol mitzvah. If you're doing a mitzvah, you're doing it for the Eibishter. Why the Eibishter tell you to be mekayim a mitzvah? He has a nachas ruch in whichever way. So why does the Dafka say this in here by the Kabbalists? Begab lahavin lo ma'avedus hakabbalists to you beis hamikdash Dafka ashenke shar mitzvahs. And why with the avedus hakabbalists Dafka only after they built the beis hamikdash you weren't allowed to be makav kabbalists anywhere else? So why are the kabbalists Dafka in the beis hamikdash and other mitzvahs you can do? You don't. It's not tied necessarily with the beis hamikdash. The Talmud Torah connected kulam, and what? When you see Talmud Torah, you can learn wherever you want. And even the machshava and dibur, which is the tefillah, which is connected kabbalis, and Talmud Torah, which is learning about the kabbalis. That you can be makayim even if there's no beis hamikdash. So the two aspects of the kabbanis, which is machshava and dibur, you can be makayim even when there's no beis hamikdash. But the actual avedus hakabbanis has to be dafka in the beis hamikdash. So we have to understand that. So we have to understand what's the inyan of nachas ruach, which is dafka by kabbanis, and we have to understand what's the inyan that the kabbanis have to be dafka in the beis hamikdash, and we have to understand why the machshava and dibur kabbanis don't have to be in the beis hamikdash, and the actual kabbanis have to be in the beis hamikdash. Mashenk in all other mitzvahs, many mitzvahs, we can be makayim them as managolas. Mashenk in kabbanis, we can't be makayim the actual kabbanis only in the time of beis hamikdash. He calls the yuvim behegdem Now is the time that you have to do the mitzvahs, and not tomorrow. What does it mean now? She'elam hazeh now means in elam hazeh. She'elam hazeh dafko el ma'maiseh v'chei nos ta'bechir b'yadot and livcha b'teip. So in elam hazeh, elam ma'maiseh, a person has bechira. He could decide to do good. He could decide to do bad. And that's what we say. Hayem la'aseh some dafka elam hazeh. Not only that, if a person was even Aveda, in Elam Hazeh, not only does a person have the Bechira, he can do mitzvahs, but even if he went against the Eibishter and he did Aveda, he has the power to do tshuva in Elam Hazeh. But when he gets to Elam Haba, then he doesn't have Bechira anymore. However, he came into Elam Haba, that's what he's going to have. Whatever he built up, that's what his retirement over there. If he put his money into his retirement fund, that's what he has in Elam Haba. Not going to get any more. And even though in Elam Haba, he has Giloi great amount. Shamu Bitan and Ibrahim, and over there, all the Ibrahim they're bottled today. B'shek Kamash Kosev v'Tova Shemayim l'Chomesh Tachtin. V'Afila Klippus v'Sitrachra Hem Shah b'Bchinas Bittul. Even the Klippus v'Sitrachra, everything is bottled over there in Elam Haba. Everything's in such a giliyar of Elikust. Everything is bottled. The Karel Kodel Kayet. V'Afal became Yachol Lishol Penashi. So if he didn't prepare in Elam Hazeh, so when the neshama went out of the guf and it goes, it sees the great bittul when it comes to the Elam Haba. It sees everything that it was involved in, all the gashmis is really but the telikus. That is how all the malachim are batal. But even though it understands all this, how everything's batal, but he can't change what he did already when he's there. Whatever he did in Elam Hazeh remains with him. So what happens? So therefore, he has to be cleansed from it. It's too late. It's too late to change. So now he has to be cleansed. What's he of kafakela? So Al-Tabba learns the pshat that it's more of a not a physical throwing him around, the kafakela, but it's more that his machshavas, he's like all his all mavulvul, his whole machshava is all mavulvul. It's being thrown around in a spiritual sense. His machshava. And what that they make fun of him, so to say. Omarim like has here he sees the greatness of David. He sees the Gilalikus. And on one hand, he sees how everything is bottled to David. On the other hand, it's like you're taking the person when he's already sees the true light and you're like showing him a video of the way he's acting. He sees how foolish he was. So that's basically the union of Kafakela out there. It's like showing him a video up there, his whole machshava becomes like a 3D video. Now they have those things they put on your face. You're involved in that. So that's what they do over there. Yeah, what's it called? Virtual reality. Yeah. So you're involved in that. They take you in Elam Haba where you see the true light, and all of a sudden you're reliving all this shtus that you were doing in Elam Hazeh, and you see how foolish it is over there because. This is when you're in the Elam Habas, you see what really means, what's really important. And here you're doing all this stuff. It's like you're looking down at a little kid playing around and taking dollables and ripping them up. It's to you, it's to him, he's having fun, but to you, he's wasting money. Right? So the Alter Rebbe says that's what. So now, when a person goes to Elam Haba, he can't change anymore. That's it. If he wants to now, they have to cleanse him. They're going to throw him around, so to say. Ki hinei machshav v'divrei ma'aseh shem givim min levushim shem mislavish from Beilam Hazeh. So now, what did he do? He has his machshava, he has his dibur, he has his ma'aseh, which he was using in Elam Hazeh. His nefesh, the nefesh can't do anything by itself. Nefesh, in order to do something, has to be clothed in his machshava, his dibur, his ma'aseh. So now, if it was a nice garment, so he looks good. If it was a sackcloth garment, he looks bad. So, so if he used out his machshava and dibur ma'aseh for bad things, so when he gets to Elam Haba, his nefesh is clothed in these dirty clothes, in these sackcloth clothes, not a nice clothes. So it surrounds him, all these dirty clothes surround him, and they are still surrounding his nefesh. And he can't get out of them now. Now it's too late. He can't wash his clothes anymore. In Elam Hazeh, you can wash your clothes. Once you get there's no washing machines. And now he's totally imprisoned there. He can't get out. So he can't get out of there by himself. How are they going to get him off? They have to get through Yisurim of Gehenim and Kafakela. That's the way to get these garments off. Like they spin him in the washing machine up there. Then they get it out. Because you can do tshuva. You can get out of it by yourself. But it's like before you're arrested and after you're arrested. Before you're arrested, you try to do the right thing. The father used to say, the best way to stay out of trouble is not get into it. So anyway, so that before you get into trouble, so you can fix everything. But after you're in the trouble, after you have the only way to get out is they have to throw you around and spin you around the washing machine. Kafakela. So, but we have to understand, why is it so? Why is it Dafka in Elam Hazeh it helps tshuva, and Elam Haba does help tshuva? Yeah, I see what we're going to say. So what's the difference between Elam Hazeh and Elam Haba? Elam Haba, in Elam Haba, everything is already set up. Everything is in its right place. Everything is set up. The lachem and the shamis, the kedusha, and muvdalim b'fnei everyone's in its class. Everyone, the rich and the poor, they are mixed over there. Everyone has his special place. And this place is good. That's good. Wherever is bad, is bad. In Elam Hazeh, everything is all mixed up. In Elam Hazeh, everything is all together. We have to pick out the good from the bad. In Elam Haba, everything is already separated. Everything has its proper place. Therefore, in Elam Hazeh, even if a person did Aveda, he still has the potential to do a mitzvah. He can change himself from bad to good. And why is that? What's the Indian? Because the Elam Haba, there's a different type of a revelation that an Elam has. On one hand, it's a lower type of revelation. But on the other hand, it's a different type of revelation. Ki legan Eden who taidik on the Shabbos, Shemasan Gemal Hashem Basagos Askalasim very safe Baruch Hu Hanim Shechlem B'Chinas Gili Basaga. In Elam Haba, everything is measured according to the person's ability. It's non-exist mamalkam, and everything is measured there according. If a person understands something, he enjoys it. If he doesn't understand what he's learning, he doesn't enjoy it. If you just read up the Rambam, you don't enjoy it. Maybe doing a Kabbalah sale, but you're not enjoying it. When you understand something, you're enjoying it. You're at least having some tainik from that saga. So Nelam has everything is measured according to the person, the malachim, their ability. Everything is measured, so therefore everything has its place. And then Shambechis Gili Basaga, Bechinas Gili Zavasaga, Zanas, Rebibis and Kates. Everyone according to their madrega, they get that amount of Gili. Me'elam Vadelam, B'malachim in the Shames. Hagam shekol mekabel, even though they're all mekabel from their Yitzhak Baruch Hu, harezeh kedimyan haneshama mispashetes beguf. Shehem hayesh haneshama hafein ba eschalkus mikol makom ha'im mekabel kaycharia. It's the same thing as the neshama goes into the body. Each aver gets the proper type of koyach that it needs. Chol aver mekabel koyach prati shehem mekabel chaveri. Every Ava has its own kolas, and therefore it gets the kayach that needs for its kolas. Okay, now there Mashal call say the shtashal is machne michol ba'avadavka machne Gabriel bira. Every the malachim, whichever type of aveda they have, they get the giliyar according to that type of aveda. B'chol tzadik yeshle mother if neatma. And every tzaddik, according to what he put in there, that's what he gets. Just like you can't change your foot into a head. Therefore, in Elam Haba, you can't change anything. Everything has its place. All the Giluyim have their place, have their amount. That's according to that person, that object or that malach. So now a person comes there, and if he has dirty garments, so therefore he can't receive until he cleanses himself, he can't receive the gilui and Elam Haba. But in Elam Hazeh, he doesn't have. Other words, he doesn't have the levushim are the capabilities of accepting the earth. If he doesn't have the capabilities of accepting the earth, it's like he doesn't have chas v'shalom if his eye isn't working, so he doesn't have sight, even though he's getting the kayach hariyah, but he doesn't have the sight. Same thing over there. He doesn't have the levushim is the machshava divrei ma'aseh. If they're dirty, he doesn't have the capability of accepting the eir Elam Haba. So therefore, if he comes there with everything dirty, it's like you have a bunch of dirt over your eye. You can't see anything. You're not going to be able to use the kayach hariyah until everything is cleansed. But in this Elam Hazeh, when a person does these things in this world, why could he change? Because the Amshacha is b'chir seivul kolam. On one hand, we don't have a gilui. When we do the Torah mitzvahs, we don't have immediate revelation, and we see everything the way it is. How we see. Oh, I just did a mitzvah. There's such a great light. I'm enjoying I'm having such a great timing. He doesn't see the great timing. He doesn't have the appreciation of the mitzvah in this world all the time. He doesn't have the appreciation of what the ruchni is what he accomplished, the ruchni's accomplishment, which he just did by doing the mitzvah. He doesn't have that appreciation in this world. He did the mitzvah, good. He go weiter. Maybe it could give him a seirus, but he doesn't really have the appreciation. Like it's like just reading the words, but he doesn't really understand what he's saying. So, but the truth is, let's say a little kid's reading a kapitel till him. So he doesn't understand what he's saying, but an adult who hears him reading and he understands the words, he understands the air that's in those words. Or a kid's reading a pasuk chumash, he doesn't understand what he's saying. Just learn how to read. But you understand the pasuk chumash. You do understand the air that's in those words. So the same thing where a person does the mitzvah and Elam Hazeh, so he's reading the pasuk, but he doesn't comprehend the air that's in that mitzvah. Shenke, when you get into Elam Haba, over there you comprehend the air that's in that mitzvah. But here it's just like surrounding you. The kid is reading the pasuk, the air is surrounding him. Someone who's on high madrega, he sees that air, but the kid doesn't see that air. When you do a mitzvah, that's like you're saying the pasuk, but you're not able to comprehend the air, the wisdom that's in that pasuk. Last that here no one can understand it. He's so he brings down there it's safe on nafshi. So and he brings down such a high level, which is even higher than the amount that the neshamas understand the Gan Eden. This is a much higher level. Even the highest neshamas, they don't come to the tachlis of understanding there in Gan Eden what the person is actually bringing down. Everyone lefima degasi. So if the kid reads the pasuk chumash and the one person understands the pasuk, the meaning, the other person understands a deeper meaning in it, and another person understands even deeper meaning, and there's still a deeper meaning, and so that's what we're saying. In Elam Hazeh, you're bringing down the air how it is be'etzim. But in Elam Haba, everyone is going to get that air according to his hasaga, but even the highest ones will not get the tachlis hasaga. So what we bring down in Elam Hazeh, we bring down the actual air, how it is be'etzim, even higher than the highest hasagas, which they can come to, the shamas and the lacha can come to in Elam Haba. If you take Shal Beiling said the Tanya Perek Memches, the save of Kol Amen who bechinas Elam Hester, Memal Kol Amen bechinas Gili. Actually, but Tzimtzum Rabbi Vatzum bechinas Gul. So Memal Kam is Taka Gili, but it's a Gili in such a way which comes to many Tzimtzumim. Mashenkin save of Kol Amen bechinas Ein Save. Hine bechinas Gili Ahu Shebegan Eden Urak Ziv Bovad, and even that Gili that we have in Gan Eden, it's only a shine. Rabbi does it from his Torah and Aveda. Tell you like before, when the person says the pasuk, someone who has a simple understanding, so he understands the pasuk. There's a deeper understanding. So that which we see in Elam Haba, that according to the level of that person, the Shama or the Malachim, they get a certain amount of understanding there, but it's not the tachlis of understanding. It's only a shine of the Torah Aveda. Shekas of La'adul Shamer. Sha'adu mamamchach Gan Eden, the Haine Gilil, Koshev Gan Eden, the Tainug on the Shomet. Shkasa Makamah. Very into Bercho Atva, say, Kalamin, or Shabu, Master Kadma Gadul, or Father Kashecha Kater, but that great light of Sev Kalamin, everything is, Lagabi that, everything is the same, dark, light, Malachim, Shalom Aye, Bakim, even the Malachim, where we said before that they have our saga, but that, and Shevet they say Aye Makim. Where is the Makim Kvedi? Maybe Mali Kalar it's Kvedi. L'chein Afal Pishay Yared Mata Mata Yachol Laus Mila Mila. So therefore, when a person is in this world, since this world we're talking about Sefer Kalaman, he could go from the lowest to the highest and from the highest to the lowest. No, it's safe to cause of Inyan. Yeah, Marshall. Now we're going to say the Marshall. We said. And once a body is formed, you can't make from the foot ahead. What does that mean? That's an Elam Abba. Sure, Elam butter. Over there, everything is already has its proper place. The Kvaran is part of Chol Davar. Alma Kamek. Reish. The head is the head. Rego. Alkani Yesh. Alish Tani Smash Anki. Elam Hazesh. Ukedu bitter. Who Elam Amaisva bitter. Harizak Kema. You have Vlad Kedu Gavai Yitzurasi. This is like the child when it's first formed. Therefore, the cells over there which can form into different ways, and therefore over there everything is not set up yet. And it says Gemara says that till 40 days a person could daven that to change the from a male to female. So nowadays you just change on your passport, but you can decide. But the Gemara says over there you can change. So how can you change it? Because it's not in this barrier yet. The reish didn't become a reish yet. Everything is all mixed up, and that's the same thing in Elam Hazeh. So that's that we have Keichat Tshuva. Lahashiv hachayis adimshur mata el mekeda v'sharsha. So we want it was Tshuva. We're taking the lowest chayis which went down to the lowest place, and we can bring them back up. It's not safe so that we can take the lowest thing and bring it back to its market. Is that sure the mata? What's the pshat that something went down in Bechesm Malcolm? Shenim Shechmei this Malchus is Baruch Malchus come out from Kailam and Malchus and Bechol Mashal Shemzen Nim Shechashtal Shadregas Me'elam Adelam Shekol Masher Mata Yerim Mitzvah Bechis Gili and Save Baruch. Everything when it comes down lower, the Gili becomes less and less. Shegili Ulis Bechinis Bitol She'ein Erin Save Baruch Sherim Mitzgal El Ben Mishabat. What does Gili mean? What does Giliar mean? Giliar means that the thing is bottled to it. If the thing is not bottled to it, that means it doesn't realize its essence, doesn't realize where it comes from. So the lower we go, the more separated we are, the more detached we are. We don't realize where we come from, our essence. So as we're closer to the light, where there's more of a realization where it comes from. So Elam Atzilus, which is closer. What's a tachtzirida? That we want to come down to the lowest level where everything is dafke behel behester, and still we should bow down. We should bow down by Meidim. That if a person didn't even come to that madrega, that he doesn't bow down by Meidim, that's the lowest madrega. That shows that the person, he acknowledges when he bows down his head, he acknowledges, even if he doesn't feel anything. Kriya b'Meidim means that he acknowledges that there's such a thing. He doesn't feel the gili, but he acknowledges. That's what we're saying. That come to the lowest madrega where you don't feel the gili, you don't understand the gili, but you acknowledge it by bowing. He didn't even come to that b'chins bittul that he can at least acknowledge that there's such a thing. All right, the klippah. So what happens if a person does it? He becomes a nachash the klippah sitracher. He won't arise with chiyas hametzim. So he goes down to lowest madegas, the hachis or the sabish or klippus nega, matter klippus nega, goes lower, even lower than klippus nega, where there's a little bit shenim shemisham ninchach v'nish ba'ashras kashmit kechara. For klippus nega, he says from there comes the hashpah gashmias. And the Kayach Hara, because the Klippus Nega, everything is mixed up. Yeah. So if a person doesn't have the bittul, then he's tachlis a klippah. He doesn't even have, klippus nega at least has some mixture of tevirah. A person who like him, he gets into the tachlis a klippah. Yeah. So now we're saying so what are we saying? When a person does tshuva, he brings back tshuva. What's pshat tshuva? Tshuva means return. What are we returning? We're returning the chayas back to the shorish hamakar. We're not safe with close, and then it's hapcha chashech. And we're going to change from the dark into light. Tzarich li is chilas kafia first has to be is kafia hanush av dvarim zarim bepel mamashi bechinas is kafia. The lights so you shouldn't go after your heart ashatim zainim nikamishli belat achadvarim zar. What does it mean? Zayin they runs after things which are foreign to him. So always saying the first step is kafia. What is the kafia? That he shouldn't have a chayis in Yonim Zarim. He shouldn't run after whatever he has to do for his guf, but it shouldn't be with a great chayis and a slavas. He does it in a cold manner, as if he's forced to do it. But what should he use his kechachuka for? That he should. So the first step is force yourself. Force yourself to use your force yourself to do the things which are necessary, but not with the biggest slavas. The slav is safe for kedusha. Not safe it costs, and what you use the structure for, once he forces himself, then he'll be able to change his koyach of taiva to be vel ishach chukasa. Now want the Eibishter. That's why we say that's better 1 hour of tshuva ma'asen teil than the whole chayil mahaba. Why? Because chayil mahaba is bechinas gilma malkamen. Hadn't for me this malchotzi's part. Kamam yachad chayil of melech v'shuva compared adi atzrei gola pesh yachad ulabadi's part. The Eibishter over there's alone. Chayil and melech all the chayil seilabais is only bechinas melech amasha v'shuva compared filadi ad is only a shmaya gadol. So over there's not the etzim of the etzim. You only see the shmaya gadol. You only see the giluyim over there. Bechinas shein bilvad. So therefore we're saying in Eilam Haba you're not going to be able to change everything. Everything's on its place. The gili is there. Only Bechina Shem you don't have the etzim. Hashenkin where you're talking about Eilam Haza where we have Sevu Kalam where it's possible to change. Everything is equal. In Eilam Lagabi Sevu Kalam everything is the same. Dark and light, so therefore we have like the blood before it was created. You still have the chance to change things from one way to another. That you should do tshuva kol kach. And we want to bring it b'chinas gili. Zenem v'yahafta saval kecha kayal echad dil ilmini. Like echad v'yahafta. We want to bring out Seif Klam. It should come down in Eilam and Melech. The Kashal Yachid Yichud. We want to bring down the highest levels into the lowest levels.
So, Kitsa, what's the?
So, are we finished now?
10 o'clock.
Okay.
Kitsa.
Yeah.
Kitsa was the answer to the question. Why do we need the Aveda? Right?
Yeah, I got that. Long.
It's a long. You didn't get it.
The
second question is how is Eilam Hazeh?
Yeah.
We can accomplish something that we can't even do.
In Eilam Haba. No, that's understood.
Right, I'm saying that now without Beit Mikdash we can learn about Keilu would be
all right, we'll go to the end. We'll go to the end now. We'll finish with the last piece.
Thing.
Yeah. Called Bechinas Elu. Tzarech Makayim b'chol mitzvahs.
Which is like mamash bad.
Yeah.
Where?
The end of the Maimon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it says, "Call b'chen." It says, "Tzarech Makayim b'chol mitzvahs." Like b'chol mitzvahs, agili u'benefesh. Karbanes hayagili b'peil mamish carbon. So what in the time of Beis Hamikdash, the gili we saw the gili came down into the carbon. That what? So you yedid a shalmal b'gili mamish. That in the carbon there was a nest that the Aish came down. They didn't, even though they had the mitzvah l'havim in a hedyet, but the pale the Aish came down melmaila. So in the Beis Hamikdash we had that type of a mitzvah where the gili came down begosh. So gili kazei yefsherak Beis Hamikdash. And this gili we said before that this gili in Olam Hazeh you can't have that gili. Only in the Beis Hamikdash it was able to be mizgala. Therefore, since this gili happened in the Beis Hamikdash, therefore the kabbalah were totally in the Beis Hamikdash. Mashenk and all the other mitzvahs, afil u'machshav they were the kabbalas. Yachlis afil begalas, the yisgil benefesh, yachlis becholzman. Because the gili in your nefesh could be all the time, but to bring down the gili that should be in physical in the gashmis or elam hazeh. Yeah, in a way that it comes down the gili of Seif Kolam, and that only took place in the Beis Hamikdash. And that's why, and that only took place in the mitzvah of Karbanis, where the Aish came down Mamaila. And therefore, the Karbanis are dafket only in the Beis Hamikdash, and dafket the physical mice of the Karbanis.
And what about according to the people that hold that you could build a mizbeach even without a Beis Hamikdash?
It's only for some Karbanis, not
only, but it's not for Korban Tosaf.
No, it's not for.
It's only for Korban Pesach.
Yeah, it doesn't help for us. Once a Beis Hamikdash, you're not allowed to begin.
Shkoyach, press end thing. Not good. That's your thing. No, you got to do with this.
He's landed a job now. Globally.
They say that the child is gelungen nach dem Magazin, but
you know Waterhouse?
he's with that. However, those vergessen die alles darf machen, aber
he was working for a firm. Let me tell you, he was working for a firm in Long Island for River Edge, and then his site was set on fire, and they helped him get in. He's now landing the job with PwC.
When you started with meth with Isaac.
I'm still close to Isaac.
He's a damn nice guy.
I just did his kitchen in Lakewood. He moved to Lakewood. I did his kitchen.
I also thought I have it welcome to 2021. I made so
No. It's like almost like QAnon, not like QAnon, not at all. Like he's into the conspiracy.
every week.
Not really into
You don't have Magazin like this. I'm really sorry to have this.
You don't want to talk about it. It's usually your left that guy.
Yeah.
You have that man now?
David? What's that? You did David? Two over there. So the few people. Mine? Yeah, right. Mati just came in. So basically.
Cousin, what's going on?
He wants to know if he has 6 guys.
6 guys. Sorry, she has exactly 16. So people can wait around.
I'll stay. Yeah.
Everybody have a line there?
I can't keep up with it.
I've been wanting to share the process. I heard about this morning. That's the second time.
I'm calling an engineer. I'm calling an engineer.
Now this is the next one.